about destiny like it's a straight highway, a clear path from where we are to where we're meant to be. But destiny rarely looks like a straight highway. It looks like a thread, an invisible thread, tangled, very unpredictable, that weaves through closed doors, happy accidents, and moments of profound uncertainty. For me, my thread started in Nigeria. As a young man, I had a great vision of coming to the United States for my undergraduate studies, having a life, getting a job, and just going from there. That was my definition of my highway. But my father said no. That single word no broke me into pieces because the one person I looked up to was the same person that closed the door in front of me. Now, looking back at that no, that was the foundation that helped me become who I am today. Without that, I wouldn't understand that if a door closes in front of you, you either have to build your own house or build a back door. All of that came about by a single word, no. So I decided to stay back home and go for my undergraduate studies. Now, that was not an easy journey also. I kept pulling on my thread and I moved forward. I decided to go to school back home and I decided to study electrical electronics engineering. Now, that was also not a straight path. I dabbled with different choices because I didn't really know what I wanted to study. But eventually, I anchored myself in electrical electronics engineering. Now, was that also a straight path? No. Because as I moved forward, I had another hiccup. My thread started to tangle again. So, it was time for my internship. And I had a bump, an administrative bump, that threw me off my path and led me into something I didn't expect. It led me into being a Linux systems administrator. I didn't foresee that. That was not expected. But I pulled on the thread, and I kept pulling. That hiccup has led me to build my 20-plus year career in IT. A bump that every other person would have looked at and said this was the end for me. But I said no. There's a reason for every mistake. So I kept pulling my thread and kept weaving it and moving forward. Now, I thought my highway was all straight. I was good. I was ready to start my career. Then I won the green card lottery. The easiest way to come to the United States. I had all the skills I needed to assimilate. I had a green card, so I didn't need to stress about the visa. And that was perfect. Coming here, I said, once again, my highway was set. I'm finally in the US. I have everything I need. Then I kept getting rejections and closed doors. Now, some people would have taken the easy way out and said, let me just go get a job. But I said, no. I have the skills I need, and I'm going to keep holding on to my thread. That invisible thread that nobody sees that takes you from where you are to your destination. I evolved. I transformed myself. I got a job, and I started my career. I've worked for some of the top companies like Amazon, Macy's, McKesson, Slalom Consulting, and now I lead an engineering team at Signal Wire, building the future of telecom. All of these were not a happy path. I didn't just go from where I am to where I was without transformation, without evolution. I had to change who I was inside and adapt to my surrounding. In all of this, I've learned one key thing, that when you look at my resume, you see a bunch of titles, and you say, oh, wow, I would like to be like that. But the true essence of all of that is not the titles. It's the story behind it. How I went from where I am to from where I was to where I am today. All of that had to do with transformation, had to do with evolution. You had to evolve internally to become who you want to be externally. Now, the most profound moment didn't come from my accolades at work or my achievements. It came from the fact that all I have learned was not to build the next generation of companies, but to take all that skill back home and put it into my family, to lead my family to where we are today. Take all the skills I have to enhance the entrepreneurial journey of my family, to build a legacy that's lasting, that transcends beyond the workplace, goes into your family and the families that you support. Always focus on outcomes without focusing on the journey. There's always a journey that leads you from where you are to where you have to be. But once again, you have to hold on to that thread. You have to pull on it because that thread connects you to your destiny. We always focus on the closed doors, the rejections, the hiccups, when truly, destiny is never a clear path. It's never a happy path. It's always filled with hiccups, bumps in the road. But you just have to keep on holding to your invisible thread, because that's what takes you to your happy place. So, if you're here today and you have a closed door in front of you, you're worried about the next step you're going to take, the next version of who you're going to become, don't worry about that, because destiny rarely looks like a clear path. You have to focus on your invisible thread, hold on to it, and let it take you to where it needs to take you to. So, for everyone here, your invisible thread exists. Start picking up the strands and weaving it into a thread so you can make your path to your final destination. Thank you.